All right, I'm here with a very special guest. I've talked about him for the last, 2 hours.
Thank you.
My buddy Jay here, my new friend Jay. It turns out we both love fishing, so you're going to see a lot of this guy around here at the media group. But Jay, tell everybody why you're here tonight and tell everybody about your organization.
Yeah, so it's a super special night. We get to honor the men and women that defend our freedom and give us our freedom every day. So it's just an honor. Salute to American Heroes, the second annual. Operation Healing Heroes started out as a documentary where we started just documenting the lives of our U.S. military veterans, right? Understanding what was life like before joining the military, what was military life like, and what's life like after the military. But it really blossomed into much more, and that was providing healing and treatment for post-traumatic stress for our vets. And it's just been an amazing journey. We're filming season 10 right now of the TV show. We'll be filming tonight. We'll be filming this event this evening to be on one of the episodes. But I just feel like we can never do enough to say thank you to the men and women that provided our freedom, man. It's just so amazing.
When you got started in this, how long did you think about this idea? Was this something like you've been thinking about for a while? Or did you wake up one morning and you said, shit, this is what I'm going to do?
Yeah. So my grandfather was on the beaches in Normandy in World War II and survived to talk about it, right?
Yeah.
And Grandpa didn't talk about the war very often, right? It was one of those things where if he spoke about it, you better be paying attention because he may not speak about it again for a while. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I only got to hear bits and pieces of his story before he passed away, and it always resonated with me that it was unbelievable what these men went through when they stormed the beaches in Normandy on Omaha Beach, right? And I said, the history books will never teach us this stuff.
Right.
So I said we need to really start documenting it. And so that's what kind of gave me the idea. But then once I started another nonprofit called Take a Vet Fishing, and we take U.S. military veterans that have post-traumatic stress out fishing as a form of healing and therapy. And when I started doing that, and I got to meet this country's greatest heroes and started hearing bits and pieces of their stories, I was like, oh my gosh, this is Grandpa all over again, right? These are amazing stories, but yet these individuals can talk about it, and they're willing to talk about it. So I literally went to our big sponsor, which is Great Clips, and I gave them the concept, and she literally, Rhoda Olson, the CEO at the time, wrote a check and said, go out there and film a pilot episode. And I filmed a pilot episode with a 39-month prisoner of war during the Korean War. His name is Daryl Krenz. He's since passed away. But I filmed the pilot with him, and it was so powerful. I literally, it was not a dry eye watching that thing. And I was like, I think we're onto something here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And no two stories are the same.
Yeah, you're leaving that legacy, and you're leaving the stories behind that can be passed down from generation, and those are stories that we can learn from too, as well.
Absolutely. It gives the family a little time capsule of their loved one that they'll have forever. And not only that, but like you said, we get to pass it down to future generations. So, maybe, you don't get to meet Grandpa because he passed away before you're born, but at least you have something to remember him by and to look at it and hear his words, right? That's the important part. It wasn't a narrator that was telling his story. It was out of his mouth or her mouth. You know what I mean? And that's what's so special about what we do.
I love it. Jay, thank you so much for everything you do.
Thanks for all you do. I appreciate it. And you and I got a lot more work to do together.
Damn right we do, brother.
I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.